So it pulls you out of the situation and it lets you see how, you know, fucked up things are for like Haitian people.
Well, yeah, I mean, pretty much every third world country deals with all kinds of fucked up shit.
Yeah.
Like way worse than we have it here. It puts things into perspective. Like I often think, like, if United States wasn't established just a few hundred years ago, if that didn't happen, like what would the world be like? Like would most of the world be like a lot of these countries that you visit, where you deal with insane police corruption? Like I've had friends that have been pulled over in Mexico, and you know the cops basically just straight up tell you, like, do you want to get out of this? Give me some fucking money.
Yeah. I think I had a situation like that coming through TSA, but I didn't realize until they let me go. But they held me for a long time.
Where?
In Dominican Republic, because I had on a button-up shirt that's denim, like the one I'm wearing now, and they was like, take your jacket off. And I'm pre-check, so when you become pre-check, it's like a white privilege. And I'm like, I'm not taking off my this is not a jacket, this is a shirt.
So in the Dominican Republic you were doing this?
And I got on glasses and stuff, and they was like, oh, okay. Oh, it's a shirt, huh? Come through. And then as soon as I came through, they was like, this your bag? And they started trying to take my cologne. Like, yeah, that's flammable. You can't take that on the plane. Or my umbrella. Yeah, you can't take umbrellas on the plane. That's a weapon. Sorry. And they just held me there. And we just made eye contact with each other. I'm like, show me on the chart. That's all I kept saying. And then after a while, they was like, you know what? You could take it. You know.
So after a while, they just gave up?
Yeah, they gave up because I was like, okay, if I check the bag, can I take everything? And they was like, yeah. So what I did, I unloaded all my bags and started rearranging things so I could check it and
Right.
we can make it back to America. But once they saw me doing that and they saw how neat I was, and like every time they touched something, I had to put it back a certain way. They was like, this is just gonna be a waste of time for even us.
Yeah, but don't they have rules like we have rules as far as like how many ounces of liquid and stuff like that you could take on a plane?
They do, but it made it over there. So that's why I was trying to get them to explain to me, like, why exactly?
Yeah, but it probably made it over there because the people that work at TSA over here are fucking barely paying attention.
Well, you know, I take it everywhere.
Well, how big is your cologne? First of all, cologne's stinky, man. We wearing that shit.
I love it. I know you disagree with cologne, you know what I mean?
I disagree.
Yeah, you disagree.
Like it's a political point.
Yeah.
I disagree with cologne.
You more alpha though, you know what I mean? You can choke them out with your muscles, and I could choke them with the smell.
Okay. I'm not exactly sure where to go with that. But so, how big is the cologne that you
Probably
bring
like
on?
3-point-something ounces.
Okay, so I think you could bring on like 4 ounces of liquid.
Yeah.
Isn't that how it works?
Yep.
In your toiletry bag?
Yeah, it was in the toiletry bag. Now, mind you, I went from Montreal too. So from New York to Montreal, here to the Dominican Republic. So this same luggage has been like everywhere.
So what were you doing down in Dominican Republic?
I met up with some friends of mine from college, some African homeboys, and I really hopped in on their trip because they visit the DR a lot, and I wanted to see what it was like. And I snorkeled a lot. Like, I came back sore. But yeah, I did a lot of time in the water. Morning, evening, and like late afternoon.
Well, it's beautiful for that.
Yeah.
That's one of the cool things about those tropical climates. The oceans down there are amazing.
The ocean is amazing. Some of the reefs wasn't as, you know, not like when I was in Jamaica or when I like in Hawaii, where everything just comes alive and it looks like a city. But it definitely, you do feel like you landed on another planet to me, and I'm flying, like I'm cruising over, you know, the terrain.
You mean when you're swimming?
When I swim, yeah. Anytime I snorkel, like it's that other world experience to me.
Yeah, man, I'm a big fan of the water, but the sharks fuck it up for me.
Yeah.
I'm just not into getting eaten.
Well, yeah, that's the thing why sometimes I keep looking around, like, especially if it's not a lot of things in the water. But I saw squid. That was the most beautiful thing I saw from this trip, was just like 40 baby squid all lined up in a row that looked like they just been born, you know, and they were just there. And I didn't even know they were squid. I thought it was like fish with interesting fins, because it looked like. like a lady just doing her dress like that.
Mm-hmm.
And when I got close, I realized that I was at the tentacle part, and I just locked eyes with him, and I was like, "Oh, this is the most beautiful thing."
You know Duncan Trussell?
Yeah.
Duncan has this new virtual reality thing. It's it's called a HTV Vive, and you put it on, and you actually feel like you're underwater. They have this program, 'cause I think it's called Deep Blue or something like that, something blue. But you put it on, and one of the reality programs that you put on is an ocean one, and you're standing at the bottom of this like ocean area, and these fish swim by, and it's not 100% realistic because the graphics aren't totally there yet.
Yeah.
But it's like 85% realistic. And
That's amazing.
A whale pulls up to you, and you get to look at the whale, like you look in its eyes. But like I don't know if you ever used any kind of virtual reality. I'm pretty new to it too.
Yeah.
But you get a full 360 degrees. Like you can look down, you can look up, you can look everywhere. So this whale, as it's in front of you, you could choose different spots on the whale that you look at. You can look at its eyes, you can look at its tail. It's fucking fascinating, and it lets you know that within 100 years from now, probably not even, probably more like 20. Within 20 years from now, oh, this is it? Is this the program? So this is it right here. So you stand there and you're looking around like that dude's just looking around with these goggles on.
Yeah.
And this is what you're seeing. I mean, you're seeing, it feels like the actual ocean.
Yeah, that's basically what it looks and feel like, that's beautiful right there.
It's crazy that's what is it, like 79% of the earth or something like that?
When we looked it up the other day, it was over 70% of the earth is water and 95%
Deva
of that
makes
is
bold
ocean.
choices.
That's amazing. It's almost like how they say our bodies are made up of the same.
Not quite. I think a body's like 60%. They used to say it was like 90% water. See, find out what that is. I think the human body's actually only like 60% water. Something like that? Maybe.
But I've experienced virtual reality, the one where you could just travel everywhere around the world.
65. Average human body's between 50 and 65% water, averaging around 57 to 60%. Average percentage of water in infants is much higher, typically around 75 to 78% water. Huh.
That makes sense.
Dropping to 65 by 1 year of age. The little water balloons.
It's probably why the skin gets crazy. Like the older we get, the water's dropping in it.
The
Right.
water's dropping in it?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Like they said, the percentage goes down the older you get.
Oh, yeah, you're probably just drinking too much.
Or get wrinkles and stuff
Yeah,
like
that's
that.
actually collagen. That's the wrinkle thing. Is the elasticity of your skin gives out. Your body stops producing collagen correctly. But you can mitigate some of that with like moisture and like some people use creams and shit like that. But at the end of the day, time wins.
Time wins. I definitely use creams. I use creams.
Do you?
I use
Creams
lotion.
and cologne.
I use
everything.
lotion. Yeah.
All things that stink.
All things. Well, I can't use dyes and perfumes in my lotions.
How come?
It makes it dries my skin out, make it break out.
Perfumes and lotions, but you can wear cologne.
Yeah, I wear cologne. Cologne lasts a certain amount of hours,
Mm.
and it lands on your skin so,
Look at you. You should be a cologne commercial.
Yeah, it lands on your skin so delicately.
Have you always worn cologne?
No. Well, once I got into it, my mom, like I was raised by my mom, like our sense of smell is just so strong, so
A fine day.
it was always fragrance around. And to me, that's the first, like, that can alter your mindset or your mode, like when you smell something good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, it's an anchor. It can cause like a mental trigger.
Yeah.
Like it brings you back to that place. Like certain smells, like the smell of apple pie. If your mom cooked apple pie or something like that, you could smell it and it'll immediately transport you back to that good place.
Yeah.
May Ariel's
Or
light
bad
shine
place.
upon you.
Or bad place. Like, yeah. Like I like sexy smells, so I like to be reminded of something that's pleasant. Like a woman walk
Sexy
by.
smells?
Yeah. So I don't wear like hardcore masculine smell. I like to smell like a rose.
You like to smell like a rose?
I like to smell like something fresh like that.
I'm learning a lot about you,
Yeah.
Byron.
Like, yeah, it take me 2 hours to pick out my fragrance. You know what I mean?
What? Oh, hold on. It takes you 2 hours to pick out your fragrance?
Yeah.
Is this in a day or like when you go to a fragrance store?
When I
Nice
went
day,
to
isn't
the
it?
fragrance store.
So you're that dude just wandering around there, touching this one.
Yeah, smelling it. Yeah. And if I don't get like a small like erection, like a little erection, then
A little erection.
yeah, like if it don't turn me on in a sense, then it's not the one.
Huh.
But you know it, just like you know, like when you feel the energy of a lady or you know whatever you're attracted to, or the sound of a motor when it goes by. You know what I mean?
The
Well,
shadows
I'm with you
never
on that.
find you.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've said that with engines, it actually, like when you hear an engine revving, it actually raises men's testosterone. But why? I wonder why.
It's like I don't know. But anybody ever driven a car with pipes?
Nice
which
day,
is
isn't
rare in
it?
California to have custom pipes, but
You think it's rare?
yeah, to be like as far as like loud and
Those fucking things are everywhere. Really?
yeah, they crack down on them here. It's not like in Georgia. Like I'm from Georgia, where you
Oh.
can get a Honda and open the exhaust, have a quarter inch and take the stuff off. You know?
Yeah, see, that's stupid. If you got a Honda,
Yeah,
you shouldn't do that if you have a 4-cylinder. That's awful.
I did that before, but my friend had a Cobra Mustang '68, and you can hear that car coming down the street. But when you hear it in a real car with a real motor, it's almost like a tiger growling or something, or it's just an energy you want to release when you press the gas.
Yeah.
You know, so that it makes you, it just does
May
something.
the shadows never
It's little
find you.
explosions. I mean, it's control explosions, essentially. And that's what an engine is, right? It's just the steel explosion container.
Yeah.
And all these pistons are in there, and they're all firing. I don't know. I as much as I know about cars, I really should know more about, like, how engines work. Like, I really don't know that much. I kind of know there's some, you gotta have camshafts, and you gotta have some
Yeah.
cylinders, and there's
Nice day, isn't it?
spark plugs, and ignite some shit, and there's some fire explosions going off. I don't really know.
No, you know more about me when it comes to cars.
May
I
the
know
shadows
simple,
never
like
find you.
fuel, air, and spark gets it going.
That's it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the simplicity of it.
But you're into cars, too. You know,
I like 'em,
many
man.
car conversations.
I definitely like them, but I can't get into wheel displacement and like offsets and the correct suspension and the steering.
You don't know about all that stuff?
No,
No?
I just know what I like body shapes and what it feels like.
But don't you enjoy, like, what it feels like when you drive them?
Yeah.
Like, you have a nice car. When you drive that thing, like, you know, like, it has, like, a certain feel to the way, like, when you turn corners and stuff like that.
Yeah.
There's a certain responsiveness to it.
Yeah, that's true. I definitely know that, but it's not. I can't dial it in. I can't put that in a computer and be like, you know, like I need my suspension adjusted. Should I go with this coilover set or this coilover set?
Well, that's the beautiful thing about the internet, you know? Like,
Yeah.
You have a BMW, so you can go to a BMW forum, and then you can say, you know, what is the deal with this year 3 Series? Like, what's the best suspension setup, you know, for handling? And some people like comfort, some people like handling.
Yeah.
That's the real trade-off. It's because if you really want the car to sit flat around corners, it has to have a little more stiffness to it.
to it,
You gotta
yeah.
feel everything a little bit more.
And I feel that, and I like that. Like I had a 944, an 83, which to me ain't the best, but it was the best car I've owned.
Those Porsches are sweet, man.
Yeah.
Those are underrated cars.
To be able to feel a car, to feel the roads of this, like you're on a boat,
Mhm.
is amazing. And a lot of cars don't give you that feeling.
The boat feeling.
Yeah, like you know the street is uneven when you
Mhm.
drive it now. Instead of just no matter the flattest, most paved street, you know, you could feel the waving.
Oh, because you must have pretty stiff suspension.
Yeah, that car came like that though.
Yeah, well, those older cars were way more responsive. They were way lighter, too. Like, if you go to, like, the really older Porsches, like the old 911s, like the long hood models, I think it was, like, 65 or 64, I think it was, 73. Those models, they're really light. 2,000-pound car a
Yeah.
lot of times. So you feel everything when you're bumping around those things.
Yeah. And I was ignorant about it. Like I had to buy tires for it, and they was like, it's 83, and I'm like, I take it to what's that? This car is going 150 horses. Let's put some van tires on it. You know, and I bought 4 brand new vans,
Van tires.
like
For a
tires that
van?
would go on a van.
Why would you do that?
Cause to me, it's just a tire.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
Slid on the freeway a bunch of times, just stopping, and wasn't used to not having ABS, automatic brakes, And every time I would stump the gas, the brake, the car would slide on the freeway. But I would stop the distance to where it slide and not hit the car.
So you had one?
No, I didn't. I didn't have it.
What kind of car was it?
That didn't come to like 86.
Wow. One tire.
It was. But you learn lessons, you know. You learn lessons. Anytime you work on your car, it's cool, but you learn a lesson. You learn torque to old cars and plastic pieces. Like,
Yeah.
and all that. You know what antifreeze tastes like? Yeah. You know, drink it. You know, oh, I get it.
Does it really taste like glue? I have no idea. It looks disgusting. Antifreeze looks nasty. It looks like nuclear
waste.
waste.
Yeah. So yeah, you learn your lessons with cars. You know, but you still can.
Those old ones, yeah, they're different. You know, you can actually work on them. You can open up the hood. There's stuff you can change and swap out.
Yeah.
New cars, when you open up the hood, it's just like a computer. It's like opening up the back of an iMac.
Yeah, that's true.
No idea. And everything's connected to some sort of computer management systems. Yeah.
Three in the Beamer. It's three.
Three
Yeah. The ignition switch, when you put the key in, it's module. Recognize the key code. But all that do that. And I know that because I know code. And I studied that my senior year, and I had to activate the remote start system, faulty remote start system. So I had to go under the dash.
You did that?
Yeah.
Wow, why'd you do that? Check it out. Did you know what you were doing? Like, what made you decide to walk?
I learned how to do. My friends, when I was young, still three basic things to start a radio. You got the call, power, ground, you turn the radio down, the remote switch on. But you really don't need a remote wire to test a radio. Just like you got jump started engine. But you start to learn the pattern of things. Just like the universe has patterns. When you learn combustion and stuff like that, the pattern is what's important to me. That makes sense?
No. The universe has a pattern, and then
yeah,
so
like the
does
universe, because now I'm on
Right.
a bigger pattern scale, you know.
Right.
But
Like
to me, yeah, the universe has a pattern the way it runs. To me,
Mhm.
you know what I mean, when it comes to seasons and things like that, the revolution of Earth around the sun, you know. But stereos also have that pattern.
That's an interesting comparison. Well, they definitely have, like, whenever you're dealing with electronics, you have to have power in the ground, and then there's a bunch of other stuff that goes on. I installed some stereos when I was younger, you know, but they were easy back then. It wasn't that hard, you know. It wasn't that complicated. You get to everything pretty easily. You can open up the dash pretty easily, pull out the existing stereo. You just have to figure out where the power is and where the wires connect, and you tie everything up. It wasn't that hard. But I would never fuck with a new car. Like, you know, like a new Lexus or something like that, try to take stereo out of one of those things.
It's more tough, but if I break it down to you like this, coding and stuff is all if and statements, right?
If and.
If ands.
So if this, go there.
Yeah.
If that, go
Go
here.
here.
Right.
1 and 0.
Right.
If it's 1, boom, here. If it's 0, boom, here.
Right.
And it's just a bunch of that going on.
Right.
Computing at one time. That's the pattern.
Right. That's it?
That's a simple.
Yeah. Well, it's more complicated than that, right?
Well,
There's
yeah.
a lot going on.
But it's a bunch of those all in one.
Well, it's amazing how well these cars work when you really think about it. Because, like I have a Lexus, and I have a key that is actually in my wallet. It's a credit card, and that's my key. So I don't ever take a key. I just get in my car, and it always knows it's me. I come near it. The light goes on near the side mirrors, Like the side mirrors have like an underside light. The light goes on, the handle illuminates, let you know you're there. It opens for you. You get in, you just press start, and go. It's crazy how often it works. Like it never fucks up.
Yeah, and that's cool.
It is cool, but it's just when you think about how many different things fail in terms of like electronics.
Yeah.
You know, how many different people's iPhones start fucking up. Most cars, especially when it comes to like your car, German engineering or Japanese engineering, something like that, they're so fucking reliable. I mean, the amount of times that they actually do fuck up is, people complain about it, but it's pretty small.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I was in school and I learned and studied in '95 when it came to Lexus and Honda. The car was pretty much perfect. So they had to add features. So now if you notice what everything is about the features and less about, you know, and it's a cycle of cars having more power and cars saving gas, cars having more power. That's just a pattern. It's just gonna happen.
Right.
But yeah, it's all about the features now. Even with phones, it's all about the features.
Yeah, well, for sure. I mean, with new cars too, there's like you have to have apps and all sorts of different things that your car can do.
Yeah.
But those older cars, the interesting thing is how long some of them last. Like I have a friend who has a Lexus who has 1 million miles on it. It's 1 million miles.
Is it a GS300? Or the 4?
Remember what model it is?
Yeah.
It's one of the older, bigger ones.
Yeah, the big one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one that's supposed to be an asset car.
Asset car.
Yeah, like it's gonna appreciate it.
Really?
Cause yeah, you know the foreign cars are just now like starting to appreciate it versus the old American cars.
Well, you mean foreign, like Japanese. Because like German cars are always kind of appreciated, right? Like Porsches.
But yeah, Porsches and stuff like that. But as far as like the little like Japanese cars like the Lexus.
Well, you know what's really appreciating now? It's kind of interesting. Is those old Nissan Skylines.
Yeah.
The ones that became the GTRs. And,
Yeah.
You know, you look at the GTR now. It's very different looking. It's very spaceship looking. The older ones are kind of like more retro and kind of cool looking. But the oldest ones now are starting to become like really valuable.
Yeah, like the early '90s and late '80s.
Yeah, it's just hard to find one that's not molested. Because a lot of people took them and then did shit to the fenders and they fucked with this and fucked with that.
Yeah, I just told a chick about that the other day. We was talking about cars and I was like, yeah, it's hard to find something you can find that's not been molested. She was like, what? And I had to explain to her what molested was and what retard was and what tranny is.
What, retard?
Yeah.
For a car?
Yeah.
Like
when it don't turn over, it's like when it don't move forward, like something's holding it back. Yeah.
You call that a retard?
Yeah, it's retard. It's like, like if you try to turn the car and it won't turn over.
Oh, it's like retarded, like it's slow.
Yeah, like it won't turn.
Oh, okay.
And it's mostly used in like the Europeans use it most of the time.
Do they really? They use it like as a standard term?
Yeah, like if you read some of the blogs and stuff, it's like, you know, it's amazing.
Do you read blogs on cars?
Yeah, like cause I work on my car myself. So yeah, anytime you trying to diagnose a problem, it's more reading than actually going out to figure out what it is.
That's interesting. So you read all that kind of stuff, but you don't read up about like suspensions or different tire offsets or anything like that? Or
No.
How come?
I don't know. I think I really never really what they call supercar up or modified it. You know. So everything I get